Hello again. I am back faster than I had expected. I have a lot more to talk about than I thought I would, so I'm doing the video sooner. So on my last video, I talked about my water consumption equaling a gallon of water a day. I wanted to clarify because I don't want everyone to think that that's how much everyone should be drinking during a water fast. Basically, to figure out how much you should be drinking, if you are thirsty, then you should drink. And if you go to the bathroom and your urine is yellow, then you need to drink more water. There is not a certain amount that anyone should be drinking during the fast. It's what your body is asking for. It just so happens though, after I had watched the video a couple times, I went on and I used a little water consumption calculator, and for my weight, a gallon of water is normal. So I guess my body kind of knew what it was doing. Okay, I also wanted to talk about why I'm no longer doing the yoga. I had kind of mentioned it in the info on my last video. Basically, or any exercise program, basically when you're exercising during a fast, you're making a larger calorie deficit, and then your body has to make up for that. Since you're not taking in any food, it has already been trying to burn off all of these, stored cells and all the waste and all that stuff that you have in your body. The more calories it needs to make up, the more it's going to look for a richer source, for those calories. And it may tend to go to muscle at that point. And that's why I'm deciding that, I'm going to refrain from all exercise programs just because I don't want to lose the muscle, and I want to take every precaution in that. So I will definitely be starting back up once I break my fast, but I am pausing for now. Everybody says when you're fasting you need rest, and so I'm going to do it. I tried it out. It's my fast. I can try what I want to try, and it honestly just didn't work for me anyway. I didn't feel good the next day at all, so I'm going to skip it. Okay, let's talk about why I'm not hungry. And believe me, I definitely do not have, self-control of steel whatsoever. I am an emotional eater. I eat with my eyes and my emotions. And I honestly thought that this would be the hardest thing in my life, the hunger part of it. Even though I had read, that, at a certain point, there is no more hunger. However, I have not been hungry the entire time. Even day one, I wasn't even really that hungry. I guess I was just so pumped with doing this that I just didn't feel hungry. Alright, so what happens is after all the glucose that your liver stores, normally, your liver always stores this normal amount of glucose. After it is done, using all that up, then your body enters ketosis. And during this time, this is when your body goes out there, sends out the little army of detoxifying soldiers, and they go out there and start chomping away at all of the waste material, the fat cells, which are just stored toxins in your body. All the, heavy metals, cholesterol, it goes after all of the unwanted matter in your body. And that is totally normal. That's exactly what it does. It does not eat away at your organs first, and it does not choose to eat your muscle first. Some people think that muscle is the first to go. Well, it's really not. Your body wants to maintain that. It realizes, what's happening, and it wants to maintain your important parts. Your body's actually really smart. I mean, it's just like, when bears go into hibernation, they don't wake up and they have no muscle left. They are probably stronger than when they went into hibernation. I also wanted to talk about true hunger. Because in the first couple days, I did have cravings, but I broke down that they were cravings. True hunger is not painful. It's not in your stomach. It's not, something that you're like, oh my goodness, I'm so hungry. It actually comes from your throat and your mouth. I mean, when's the last time you experienced that from your throat and your mouth, hunger there? That's true hunger. And I definitely haven't experienced that whatsoever. I can't wait to experience that because that's when I will be going off of my fast. So on day 3, after I was done completing my video, I got kind of a headache, and I guess that might have been just from, talking so much on the video, doing my first video and all that kind of stuff. I was pretty frazzled still on day 3 due to the beginning of the fast, which was a little rough for me, day 2 especially. I got a really bad toothache, and it was actually a tooth that had been bothering me before in the past, and it really hurt all night long. I had a hard time going to sleep. Again, it was like tossing and turning, laying in bed for hours. Finally, when I get to sleep, I'm waking up, every hour or so. However, on day 4, I woke up and I felt amazing. This was yesterday. I felt absolutely amazing. Better than I think I felt before the fast, which is pretty cool. Alright, so on day 4, the only other crazy thing that happened is that I got hiccups. I had hiccups 3 times yesterday, and I'm not exactly sure why, because usually hiccups are brought on by eating too much food. So I'm not sure what happened there, and they actually really hurt. During the fast, I've never felt hiccups that have hurt more than that, but I don't know, just one small side effect, I guess. And I realized that I'm no longer dizzy. Well, not as dizzy as I was on days 1, 2, and 3. There might have been one time that I felt dizzy, but I mean, days 1, 2, and 3, I was feeling dizzy all the time. Alright, so day 5, I still, this morning, which is today, sorry, I still felt really, really good. I did not get good sleep though, still. Yesterday when I was going to sleep, I was like, alright, I'm feeling great. I'm going to get some really, really good sleep for once during this fast. And I really didn't. Well, I guess I got good sleep, but it was not long sleep. I really only slept for maybe 6 hours last night. And then today I woke up and I realized that I was not going to have enough distilled water to complete my fast. At this point, because of my weight, I'm thinking that this may be a 30-day fast, at least. And I miscalculated on my water, so I'm not going to have enough. So I needed to go out in the world. This was my first time leaving the house during the fast, and it wasn't that bad. I never got really sick, and I didn't really feel dizzy, even though it's pretty hot out today. However, I wanted to have the windows down so I could feel the wind, and I was driving by the ocean and I wanted to hear the ocean, but the pollution from the other cars was just ridiculous, and it smelled horrible, and I almost gagged a couple times, so I had to resort to AC. Another kind of off thing that happened is I got my cycle today. My cycle started. And so, kind of strange because it's 5 days early. And usually 3 is okay, but 5 is strange. So I'm not sure what's going on there. I'm usually very, very regular. 28 days, that's it. So, I don't know. But I guess my body knows better than me. Alright, some improvements that I have had so far during my fast. My skin is definitely softer. I have noticed a huge difference in the moisture level in my skin already. And the rough patches on my arms that I talked about are nearly gone. Visibly, I don't see them. Maybe one little spot of a patch is still left. And when I touch, I can only feel, again, maybe one little spot of a patch that was there before, when it was 6 spots together. So they're pretty much gone. My dizziness has drastically reduced, as I had said. No cravings anymore, none whatsoever. I'm not having body aches, and even with starting my cycle, yesterday I felt amazing, and that was one thing that I talked about was my PMS symptoms, and I didn't have any yesterday, and I guess, days 1, 2, and 3 could have been similar, but I was starting my fast, so I'm sure that's what accounted for that. And overall, I'm feeling pretty well. I'm not sure if this will last. I'm kind of thinking that it will go in an up-down cycle from what I've read, so we will wait and see what happens. I've also uploaded a video called The What, Why, When, and How of Fasting. So if you're interested, you can check that out. If not, I will be back on tomorrow. So take care, stay happy and healthy. Until then.